Back at work on the cheese cave, starting to work on framing the door. I got the sill in, it's a piece of pressure treated, and then the rest is just regular fir larch lumber, so I need to put the header in the top and then a couple pieces on the side. Got the door frame put in to the cheese cave, and it is not square or plumb, but I knew that. I did the best I could with the concrete cuts, so I did shim the wood a little bit here and there to try and square it up some. And then what we're gonna do is we're just gonna build the door to fit. We took this piece of cardboard, held it up against the opening, and traced the lines on it, and that will be our template for building the door to fit. So we built the door, we built a frame, covered it with this leftover tongue and groove that we had, and then we filled the inside with foam insulation, and then we just have plywood on the back. We have a door. So there's still some more work to be done. And we still have to build stairs down to the door, but very good progress today, and we'll be picking it up again tomorrow. Here I am, just sitting on the stairs. So we did get some stairs put in here, so it's not just a dirt slide down to the door. And took a little inspiration from some Forest Service trails we've been on. But we have some pressure treated 2x10s. And then behind them, I actually have steel T-posts driven into the ground and then drilled and then screwed into the wood from the back, and then just gravel fill. And now we have stairs.
The next step is we are going to paint the door. We're going to use the same red stain that we used on our barn. And that is going to be my super duper awesome job today.
We're working on the inside of the cheese cave right now. We're under a little bit of a time crunch because we're making our first Gouda of the year tomorrow. And plus we have some more typical fall weather coming. It's going to get cold and wet, and so we want to get done in here. So right now I'm working on building a partition wall, so we're going to have an entryway, and then the actual cheese storage area will be behind that. It's wood framed, and then we'll actually have a strip door to make it so it separates it from the entryway, and then we'll whitewash everything on the inside. The inside walls of the cheese cave aren't vertical, so we put these 2x6s in here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to scribe the wall line onto the 2x6, and then that way that'll fit nice and tight up against the side walls. All right, got the interior wall framed. Now, there's nothing holding this together right now. There's no screws or nails or adhesives. It's just everything's dry fit and, well, basically pressure fit because I wanted a tight fit. So I'm gonna go eat lunch, and then afterwards I'm gonna come out and I'll take it apart. We're gonna run construction adhesive between the wood and the concrete, and then I'll screw all the joints together as well. The wall framing is completely installed. It's been glued to the concrete on all sides with construction adhesive, and then all the wood parts have been screwed together. So now I got some cardboard. I need to make some templates because each side of the doorway here is going to be covered in a plywood panel, and because nothing is square down here, cardboard gives me the best way to make a template. To get the proper shape for these panels, I'm using CAD. That's cardboard aided design. Could also be chicken aided design because they're obviously trying to help. The wall is done. All we have to do now is clean up, whitewash the inside of the cheese cave, and then we have a strip door that will go across here, and then we'll just put in some shelves and start aging cheese. This entire wall is friction fit into the cheese cave, so I never drilled any of the concrete. It's just friction fit, although I did run a bead of construction adhesive after I dry fit everything where the wood meets the concrete. So it's pretty secure. I don't think it's gonna go anywhere, and I didn't have to drill concrete or any way jeopardize the strength of the concrete. Mixing our dry ingredients together first.
This is for the whitewash.
Our whitewash is just hydrated lime and salt. It's a 5-to-1 ratio by weight. So, for example, right now we have about half a bucket full, and it's about 5 pounds of the hydrated lime to 1 pound of salt. And then we just keep adding water till we get a consistency we like.
Here is the first coat. As you can see, the concrete is still pretty wet. Underneath, but we have a thin lime wash.
We learned a few things about whitewash along the way. You can't have it too thick, and like any other masonry project, you got to make sure that you wet the surface before you apply it, because otherwise it soaks all the moisture out before it can complete its chemical reaction. So we had a little bit of trial and error, but overall we're very happy with the way it turned out. It's we just did a final coat, and it's still drying, but it will get brilliant white and more opaque as it dries or cures, because it's a chemical reaction. But we're happy with that. We built this divider wall. We got some vent pipes put in for ventilation purposes, and then this is the hanger for a strip door, which I'm going to put on the door behind me. And then it'll be time to probably move in shelves and start aging some cheese. We put up this strip door, and so far in the 2 minutes that it's been up, we've been very happy with it. So we knew we needed some sort of door to separate the kind of entryway with the rest of the cheese cave. And we didn't want necessarily a swinging door, because that takes up a lot of floor space that's already pretty small in here. And so we thought a strip door would be good. It's really just to stop air movement and keep the moister, probably this time of year, warmer air in the actual cheese cave space, especially when we're opening this big door up to the atmosphere. And so, yeah, so far very happy. Spud's coming to say hi. Hey, Spud.
Well, now that we have the cheese cave mostly done in the ground, we need to think about how we're going to actually put cheese into it. So we looked at a lot of different shelving options, and there's some really nice, sweet shelving options out there that are very much out of our price range. So like many things on our farm, and what I think a lot of people have to do is they have to think what's available, where they're at, and then what's the cost of it. So we decided to go with these powder-coated metal shelving units. You can get them in different sizes and depths and widths, and just plain, regular drying cheese matting. And we're going to start with one set, see how it works, and then go from there. Here is our first set of shelves in our cave. They have leveling legs, so we made sure it was level. We also installed a thermometer sensor and humidity sensor that is reading in the house. And so far we've been keeping it between 50 and 55 degrees. and humidity in the 80s, just naturally. So we're very happy about that. Now all we have to do is put cheese in.
The whitewash has fully cured, and I'm very happy with the results. It looks great. So the next step is to put cheese in the cheese cave. We have 3 rounds of Gouda drying in the dairy right now. So they will be moved out here in the very near future. Other than that, there still is a few things we need to finish up on the cheese cave, mostly on the exterior. We do want to build a little roof over the entrance door. We need to finish up with some stair work and using our leftover concrete slab as a landing and just minor stuff like that. But functionally, it should be good to go, and we're going to be putting it to use here probably tomorrow, huh?
And then we've researched a couple of different ways to do lighting, so we'll talk about that in the next video, and also go over some of the costs and what it actually took for us to do all this. So stick around, and we'll see you in the next video here on the Tom Rosa.
Thanks for watching.